welcome to Inner Women Wellness. Thank you so much for liking this page and getting involved with our community. It really does mean a lot to me, and I hope it can help you in some way. So this will be our YouTube platform where I will upload videos that I've had, chats with different people. I'll upload some product videos for you, and this will be an informative space for you if you're suffering. So Inner Women Wellness is our online platform, which is a highly collaborative and supportive community for women who are suffering in their health, predominantly with adenomyosis, endometriosis, PCOS, infertility and menopause, and how this can affect your general and mental health on such an epic scale. We want to raise awareness of this. We want to be support for women all under one roof and bring together women of all ages in a positive environment. We also want to raise the awareness of the gender health gap and try and do our part in moving forward women's health awareness and putting light on situations that women have dealt with in their health journey. We would really like to hear from you guys, the content that you'd like to see, the questions that you have, the products that help you, the recommendations you have. We want this to be your platform, so we'd love for you to get involved. We obviously have the website, we're on social, it's also our YouTube page, and we also have a podcast, so please do get involved. We are here for you and we can't wait to connect with you and help you on your journey. So how Inner Women Wellness came about is after I'm still going on my own health journey, which I'll be updating throughout the course. But how it came about is when I first started my periods, I came on really heavy. The fact that sometimes I'd have to miss days off school, it was really, really tough. But I thought this was just being a woman. I got put on the pill when I was 14 and it didn't really agree with me. It kind of amplified all the nightmarish teenage stuff that I was dealing with, and I still struggled with really heavy periods until I went on the implant when I was 17, where I had no periods for 3 years, and I was like, this is amazing. And you kind of like, yeah, that's great, no periods, this is awesome. You don't really think too far ahead. I then went to Canada. So I had that in for 4 or 5 years. I went to Canada during that time and was out there for a year. And I'd always had really, like I said, that I was really tired and had to take time off school, but it was just really painful, really heavy periods. But again, I just thought that was normal. So when I had the implant, I didn't have them for 3 years, which was great. I went to Canada and had an amazing year out there. Cringe, but I met the love of my life, and had out there, it's a really party lifestyle. All the healthy food is really expensive and you're always broke out there. I had a great time, but for me it started to take a toll on my health because I started to get the pain back again, which I hadn't had for so long. I'd kind of forgotten how bad it was. So I came back from Canada and the pain had increased a lot more. So I went back to my doctor and I said, like, this isn't good. Like, my mum was like I was in tears, like up all night, huddled in a ball, couldn't get off the bathroom floor. And my mum started to take to A&E and I was like, they're not going to listen. They're just not. But it was awful. So I kept going back to the doctor and he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure you've got endometriosis. And him saying this word, I'd never heard it before. And I was like, I don't want to say he changed. Yeah, he did. He did change my life because he made me aware of what it was. So I was like, right, okay. So what's next then? He's like, oh, I'll send you some tests and stuff. And at the time, I was really stressed. I come back from Canada, I was trying to get some freelance stuff. I was in the process of moving up north. So I said to him, I can't do these tests because I'm in the middle of a move. I was like, I'll just start it back up again when I get up north. So I made the move up north, and the pain was really bad. then it was like every other day I was in this crippling pain, and no painkillers. I'm sure you ladies can connect with this. No painkillers was doing the job. So I was really, really struggling, and I went to multiple doctors over multiple times, and I went for different. I said I'm exhausted. I said I'm 25. I said I'm trying to go to the gym and work. I'm not even. It's not like I'm partying every night. I said I literally have got no energy. I feel like all my energy is going into just being a human. I went back saying it feels like someone's stabbing me in the stomach. I went back over so many different things that I was suffering from, and they just kept saying, "You're just a woman. It's just women's problems. This is just what it is." And I honestly, like, I remember sitting there one night in our flat, and I literally sat there crying with my other half, and I said, "It's all in my head. Like, I actually think I'm going crazy. Like, it's all in my head. It must be in my head. If the tests are coming back fine and there's nothing there, like, what can I do? It's in my head, and I don't know how to get around this." So I kept muddling through, and I ended up taking on, my parents came up, and they lived up here for a while, and I signed up to their GP, and I'd just had the Mirena coil put in, and oh my God, I thought it was like creating a hole inside me. I honestly was like, I can't, this is wrong, like it's completely pierced me, like I can't, I was in agony. So I got an emergency appointment at this doctor's, and she said, your coil's fine and everything, but I at this point I had gone like deep into my research of endometriosis, and I was sure it was that, and I kept going back to these doctors that kept laughing me out the surgery, and they just didn't want to hear it, they just didn't want to know, and it was really isolating. And it's so hard, like when you've got people around who are trying to offer you support and stuff, but they just don't understand, and it's so hard to tell someone that's never been through it the pain that it is and how much it affects your life on a daily basis. I ended up going to this GP, and I went in with all of this information and just sat there crying. I said, "I'm sure it's this," and she said, "No, I think you're right." So she did loads of tests, ended up sending me to this amazing gynecologist, and he was incredible. And he basically said the only way we'll know is if we do a laparoscopy. But obviously this all takes time, and over the time of getting through these appointments and stuff, which I felt was like every other day, the pain was a daily occurrence. And during this time I took another job, and in hindsight I probably shouldn't have taken it because I was in no state to take it. I was dosing myself up with these painkillers that just made me like a space cadet, like to the point that even this year, if I go back into those documents, I could not make head nor tail of it, and I go, "Oh, that was a bad flare-up day." Like, all my energy was just used getting myself to work, trying to function like a human being, and it was awful, and it affected, you know, I went to a really dark place mentally. And for me, what I went through, the doctors laughing me out for it, I said, if I've gone through this, and I'm quite a strong person, if I've gone through this, how many women have gone through this that for all other health conditions that have just been laughed at because they're a woman and not taken seriously? And, you know, I've read stories where people have committed suicide over not being able to get a diagnosis. That, in the 21st century, should just not be happening. And I was horrified when I was reading all these stories. So yeah, it had completely consumed me on a daily basis. I couldn't think of anything more other than the pain. I was always attached to my heat pack. Sex was so painful. It was just horrible. It was honestly, well, if you guys suffer from it, like, you get it. It's an awful condition. But I ended up having surgery in August last year, and luckily for me, it was stage 1. They caught it early enough, and it so far hasn't like if they tested my fertility and they're not worried about it, which I'm so thankful for. Like, I feel so lucky, and my heart goes out to you women out there who've spent so long trying to get a diagnosis and have like stage 3, stage 4, and it's affected other organs. Like, I honestly, like, my heart breaks for you, and this shouldn't be the case. So I, touch wood, I had the surgery and I've had a couple of flare-ups, but nowhere near as much as I was. I think also because my pain threshold is just like through the roof now. But I've been going on like my own holistic journey, because after it, like, my boyfriend found it really weird. But I felt really lost. Like, I couldn't remember myself prior to the pain. So I had to really find my way, figure it out, kind of. And I want to help other women who's in the same position, but I want them to be able to find all the information about their health under one roof, and the products that can help, and connect and build a community with people that are suffering too. I want it to be a really positive experience for you guys. And then obviously this year COVID happened, which I got put on furlough for my job, and it enabled me the time to set Inner Women Wellness up. So here we go. I have now been redundant from that job, so I'm really this is my baby, basically. And I want you guys to help us build it, because I want it to be your place to go to, like your platform for your voices to be heard. And I would love us to try and work together. And if you know any trailblazers in the health industry, or someone that, let me know, because I would love to connect with them and collaborate with them. I'm on my own holistic journey. I am kind of working through my mindset massively. I believe that, yeah, we have it and there's no cure, but we can still live our best life. It shouldn't hold us back. So I'm looking into so many different things, and I'm currently taking my life coach course, and I'll be looking to be a certified women's health coach. That's my end goal, because I want to help women out there own their life. Is the intro to Inner Women Wellness. So please get involved. Would love to hear your stories, and look forward to connecting with you all.